The leader of the so-called Islamic State, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, is believed to be dead after being targeted by a U.S. military operation in Syria. Now, sources in Syria, Iraq, and Iran say they've been informed about Baghdadi's death, but it has yet to be officially confirmed by the United States. Officials there have confirmed that the raid took place in Idlib province in Syria's northwest. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to make a statement at 9 a.m. Washington time after tweeting earlier that, quote, something very big has just happened. All right, let's get more on this from our Middle East correspondent, Basil Aridi, who joins us now from Beirut. Hello to you, Basil. So what is the latest you can tell us about this operation?
The latest news about this operation that 8 American helicopters with U.S. Special Forces, some sources, some U.S. outlets said that Navy SEAL, the Special Forces, the commanders from the Navy SEAL, they took off from North Syria. And here's raised the question: did the Americans really withdraw from North Syria, or they still have some bases over there? So the operation remained for an hour and a half in northwest Syria, in Barisha town in the Idlib district. The Idlib district, it's mainly under the operated or under the ISIS, sorry, the al-Nusra Front, al-Qaeda branches. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Basil. Go ahead. We're listening. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Idlib district is under the control of al-Nusra Front, and according to the latest news, that al-Baghdadi was in the house of one of the main leader of one of the al-Qaeda branches, Muhammad al-Halabi, the head or the commander of what they called the Hurras al-Din, all the religious guardians. So he was at his house when the operation took place in northwest of Syria.
Now, Basil, you mentioned this operation took place in the northwest of Syria. What is this significance about the location?
In fact, the location is very interesting right now. In the past, we thought that Baghdadi left Raqqa, the what's so called the capital of the Islamic State, and went to the east of Raqqa, mainly to the desert of Iraq, to Al-Anbar. It's a district where it's maybe we thought that it's good or it's not really hostile for such organization. But the distance between Al-Anbar and Idlib, it's around 700 kilometers, and from Raqqa to Idlib, all these territories are under control of the Syrian army, the Turkish army, the Kurdish forces, and their allies. So the main question now, how he moved from Idlib from Raqqa to Idlib, and why he chose Idlib, the district that it's under control of main of his previous enemies, the Al-Qaeda and Jubhat al-Nusra, and it's under control of the al-Julani, one of his main competitor in regarding this organization or this stuff or work they did.
All right. Basil Aridi reporting from Beirut. We thank you very, very much for this update.
Thank you.
Well, now let's take a closer look at what we know about al-Baghdadi, the leader of the so-called Islamic State.
The leader of IS is or was notoriously reclusive and elusive. This is the man believed to be Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Even that isn't certain. The Mujahideen have been rewarded victory by God after years of jihad, and they were able to achieve their aim and hurried to announce the caliphate and choose the imam. In 2014, IS seized control of large parts of Iraq and Syria and declared the territory a caliphate. A US-led international coalition fought back and retook the territory over the course of about 2 years. Baghdadi was on the run, and the US posted a $25 million reward for information on his whereabouts. In March this year, the US declared victory over IS, prematurely, say many observers. This year, Baghdadi re-emerged, releasing messages calling on IS fighters to regroup. Now that he's believed to be dead, the question is how the jihadi movement itself will endure without Baghdadi.
And with me in the studio now is DW's Anya Schafranort, who's going to talk about the significance of al-Baghdadi's killing, if it will be in fact confirmed. Now, Anya, my first question is just how reliable these reports are about al-Baghdadi's death.
Well, Mariana, the news of Baghdadi's killing should be handled with a bit of care, really. Over the last few years, there have been several claims that Baghdadi had been killed. In 2017, for example, Russian forces said that he had likely been killed in a Russian airstrike in Syria. And as we just saw in that report, he is very elusive. I mean, he's a fugitive. He doesn't make many public appearances. So over the last few years, there's been a lot of uncertainty and speculation over whether he is actually still alive. Now, there's obviously been no official confirmation from the White House as yet, but a high-ranking Pentagon source talking to Newsweek magazine gave some details about the operation. He said that after a short gunfire exchange in al-Baghdadi's compound in Idlib province, Baghdadi detonated a suicide vest and killed himself. That Pentagon source also said that they're still waiting for DNA and biometric tests to confirm his identity. So the White House has announced that the president will give a major statement in a few hours' time. Now, everyone is expecting that statement to be about Baghdadi, of course. And if indeed it is, then it'll be interesting to see what sort of evidence they will be coming up with then.
Well, as you've mentioned, Baghdadi has been on the run for several years. He's been on the United States Most Wanted list also for a very long time. So what does the timing of all of this tell us? Why do you think this operation took place now?
Well, if the killing was confirmed, there would obviously be a very big coup for the US, and it would come at a very good time for the US president. I mean, he's come under a lot of fire for his decision to pull US troops out of northern Syria, and in a way that has given the green light for the Turkish offensive against the Kurds there. And many experts have warned that that offensive, the fighting, the ensuing chaos, may well help to strengthen IS in that area. There have been reports of IS fighters escaping from prison camps there and potentially regrouping. So a setback in the fight against IS in many ways. Then, of course, at home, Trump is facing an impeachment inquiry, and there's been bad news about the budget. So this would be very welcome for the White House.
All right, DW's Anya Schafranort, we thank you very much for your insights.